It's a day of love. You know, this morning when I was on my way, I was listening to a pastor who said that for those who have love, we pray that you keep it. For those who are finding love, we pray that you find it. And those who have lost love, hours to say, Serwaa, look, a happy Valentine's Day to you.
No worries.
That's very unfortunate.
No worries.
But still, a happy Valentine's Day to you. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody who is watching. If you want us to wish a special someone a happy Valentine's Day, please send the messages to us. You can get interactive, tweet at us using the hashtag GHToday. You can tweet at me at Serwaa Amihere, or you can tweet at GHOne Television. But today is just like any other Friday for those who don't have any Valentine. So yes, I do, but it's also just like any other Friday for me. So the work must go on. You're welcome to the show. I am Serwaa Amihere, and of course I'm here with
Lantam, Papanko, and it's been some back-to-back love tunes because of the Valentine's Day, just to, you know, put you in the mood this morning. There are a lot of you who may have woken up today, you know, wondering, hey, Valentine has come. Where's my boyfriend? Where's my girlfriend? I don't have some.
Are you speaking for yourself?
God is in control.
Did you wake up wondering? Did you wake up wondering? Do you have a Valentine's Day message for anybody? Think about it carefully.
I really don't.
You don't?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone out there also has one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really don't. It's a dry Valentine for me. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's no one who's my Valentine. You know, I know you have a Valentine, and I know that, you know, you are going to be getting some flowers and some chocolates and some, you know, all of those nice things. And to everybody out there, happy Valentine's Day to you. And if you don't have a Valentine, God is your Valentine. Jesus is your Valentine. Because the greatest demonstration of love ever in the history of mankind is found in John chapter 3 verse 16.
Every year this is what you
and
say.
It says
Let's move on with our lives.
For God so loved the world.
Every year this is what you do. You know that.
Let me continue. That he gave his only begotten son, Jesus Christ, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That is the greatest demonstration of love that you can ever have. And nobody on the surface of this earth has been able or will be able to do what Jesus Christ did. That demonstration of love. So while you go about all your lovey-dovey, you know, stuff with your significant other and all of that, also think about this. And if you are confused as to what love really is, you can also go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from verse 4 onwards. It will tell you exactly what love is. It is patient, it is kind, does not keep a record of wrongs, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, it never fails.
Lantam, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Is this on Valentine's Day that you want to preach?
But
Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Yeah, but this kind of love is available to all of us. You know that. Yeah. And then you have to find the special ones that you celebrate. You know, with
but the special one, you have to demonstrate that love to the
special one. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. So, anyway, let's, you know, today's Friday, and every Friday the show is a bit different because we talk to journalists. But today we'll be talking to a former deputy finance minister. Was he finance minister?
Yeah.
Speaker, he was, right?
Yeah, he was. He was. He was deputy trade minister. Yeah.
And then he became.
And then he became deputy finance minister
for 9 months, just before the NPP left office. So we'll be having a conversation with him, and then of course we'll do our regular programming where we talk to the journalists. Don't miss it. Like I said, if you have any special Valentine's Day message for anyone, please send them through, and we will read them or wish them for you. But you're welcome to the show. It's going to be very exciting. Let's get interactive like we always do. We're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, and we're streaming on X. You're officially welcome. Let's begin with our quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is by Swami Sivananda, and it reads, Put your heart, mind, and soul into even your smallest act. This is the secret of success. They didn't do anything, love. Mind and soul into even your smallest act. This is the secret of success. And while this is a beautiful quote, and I wanted something that, depicts the day a bit more. And going back to what I was listening to this morning again, Lantam, the pastor was saying, Amihere, that when you're a giver, right, the universe finds a way of giving back to you. And when you're a taker, the universe also finds a way of taking back from you. So which one will you strive to be? To be a giver.
Yeah.
And today being Valentine's Day, that we're supposed to show love, be the reason why someone smiles, I really hope that you take the position of being a giver.
Yeah.
And when we talk about giving, you don't need to give someone the entire world. But guess what? Giving someone something very little could mean the entire world to them.
Even the smallest gesture.
Exactly. So be the reason why someone smiles and be a giver rather than being a taker all the time.
Yeah.
And this is the word of the Lord.
Yes, and
what do you say? Thanks be to God.
Yes, we'll back it up with give, and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over. So, yeah.
I pray that next year you really find love, because this is very serious. Let's bring you the word of the day.
What has this got to...
Here is a recap of the words we brought you this week. Hoodwink, divulge or divulge, and raconteur.
Right, so that is our word of the day, and we keep telling you to learn a new word every day to enrich your vocabulary. Sorts of love songs the whole day, or the whole morning, but this is a special one, and I know why the director is trying to play this song. Everyone, when they want to get on my good side, plays Daddy Lumba, just to get to me, but it's okay. I love it regardless. But look, Lantam, a happy Valentine's Day to my partner. I totally love and adore this man.
Aww.
He's the best thing.
Aww.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
He's a generous, kind,
and thank you very much for coming into Serwaa's life.
He's a Christian. He loves God. He loves me. He loves my family. Yeah, and loves everything that concerns me.
We are saying thank you to Serwaa's partner for putting smiles on her face and for exhibiting and showing her love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day to you, my darling.
Aww.
Yeah.
We are blushing and smiling all over the place. Just even thinking about him. Charlie, don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing.
Of course.
Love
and
is
yeah,
sweet.
he's watching
Love
me.
Is sweet. Love is sweet.
Happy Valentine's, baby. And I know that I could probably be surcharged for this, but let me just say that tomorrow we have a concert, a Daddy Lumba concert at the Grand Arena. Please come through, and it will be fun. Tickets will be sold at the gate for those of you who
So quite a lot has been going on this entire week, and I'm pretty sure if you've been following the news, arguably the biggest talking point this week is the fact that the special prosecutor organized a press conference, and in that press conference he talked about cases that he is investigating, and the biggest one is surrounding or revolving around the finance minister, the former finance minister under the Akufo-Addo administration, Ken Ofori-Atta. We know he was finance minister for about 7 years, right? From the first term of President Akufo-Addo throughout the second term, even when there was a clamor by members of parliament for him to be sacked and all of that, the president kept him there. And just about a year to the end of his tenure, the president relieved him of his post and appointed Mohammed Amin Adam as finance minister. So Ken Ofori-Atta was finance minister for about 7 years, and in his dealings as finance minister of this country, the special prosecutor believes that he engaged in acts of corruption or suspected acts of corruption in issues surrounding the SML deal, in issues surrounding the National Cathedral, issues surrounding PDS, and all of that, and so declared that he's a wanted man, that he's a fugitive of justice. So it's been one of the biggest talking points. Says he's a fugitive of justice because he believes that Ken Ofori-Atta has left the jurisdiction and has no intention of coming back. Ken Ofori-Atta has been writing through his lawyers to Kisie Jabing saying that he's sick and all of that. But the special prosecutor is not convinced and believes that Ken Ofori-Atta doesn't have any intention, and so gave Ken Ofori-Atta two choices. Either he voluntarily comes and attends the office of the special prosecutor to be questioned, or they will use all legal means to bring him into the country so that he can face the office of the special prosecutor. So this has sparked a lot of reactions, right? Reactions from parliament, reactions from the general public, reactions from legal practitioners. Everybody has been speaking. Those who believe that this is a bit high-handed. I remember Nana Boakye, the national organizer of the MPP, saying that the special prosecutor cannot declare Ken Ofori-Atta wanted, among other things. So these issues have been going on, and it's got a lot of people talking. One other issue that has been trending this week also has got to do with the directive which was issued from the presidency that all appointments that were made into the public service after the 7th of January, all of those appointments should be revoked. And we have indication from the NPP, Nana Boakye and co. also that they are going to try and deal with this issue in court. But essentially, they believe that it is not in good taste for all of these people to be let go. And there are those who will clearly believe that it is not in good taste for a government that has lost an election, knowing very well that a new government is coming, and then they still go ahead and do all of these recruitments. So that is also one issue that has been trending throughout this entire week. There are quite a number of things that have been trending, as well. And these are issues that you can speak to us on.
Certainly, and we're opening the phone lines. We want to hear from you what your thoughts are. Please, when you call, I know it's nice to hear yourself on TV, but kindly reduce the volume on your TV set so we can hear you and the viewers at home can hear you also. And let's exercise some decorum when we call. Like Lantam said, quite a number of things have happened this week. Yeah. There's also that directive from the president about the celebration of Independence Day, yes, which I think it's an amazing idea. We don't have to spend all of that money to celebrate Independence Day. We just need, a small celebration. It's the recognition of the day that really matters. Yeah. Some have different, thoughts on what the Office of the Special Prosecutor did, and even the withdrawal of cases by the Attorney General. Yeah, we have our first caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you so much for calling. Tell us your name, where you're calling from. Please, if you can, reduce the volume on your TV set.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Please, when you call, reduce the volume on your TV set so that we can hear you and the viewers at home can hear you as well. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my beautiful Serwaa.
Yes, good morning, Alaji. How are you?
I'm fine. I hope everything is well.
I'm doing very well. Alaji, today make it very snappy so that others can call, okay?
I hope you are okay.
Yes, Lantam is fine.
I'm okay, Alaji. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think so far. You should know. That's my
Oh, Alaji, today your line is bad. We can barely hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So
Yes.
when you look at the OAC, special prosecutor case against former finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta. You see, when he declared former finance minister wanted, people were so happy about that. Because finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta caused trouble into the country. Why Ken Ofori-Atta hide? You can run, but you cannot hide. Because of that, and we members of the NDC will support this, because President Akufo-Addo select special prosecutor to fight against corruption in this country. When he appointed Martin Amihere special prosecutor, Martin Amihere came out to resign and saying that President Akufo-Addo is mother support for corruption. Is that also Martin Amihere tell us? And huge money, and you can cause our country in this huge money losses. So when you look at this, it means that these people are not ready to help the country. So we need to thank Ken Ofori-Atta and Mustafa Abdul Hamid, because Mustafa Abdul Hamid saying that we should rescue the country. Is that also Mustafa Hamid tell us? These people, we arrest them and jail them. We put these people into jail. Because you people say you started building the Agenda 111. When you started building Agenda 111, Agenda 111 is still in this country, and you run to the different countries to take medical care. What kind of life is that? We know our left and right. President John Dramani Mahama established the office, oral committee. We will doing that thing to arrest the corrupt people and jail them. We will not forget about anybody in this.
All right, Alaji, thank you. Thank you so much for the call. Alaji, thank you. We need to let you go so that other people can call. Thank you so much. We have our next caller, Lantam.
Yes. Hello and good morning to you.
Good morning, please. My name is Steven.
All right, Stephen. Talk to us, Stephen. Why are you calling us from?
Okay. With this attorney, the special prosecutor case, as for me, if I was in the shoe of Ken Ofori-Atta, I would rather come to Ghana just now to answer, because with the charges that had been laid against him, it's very like they are huge. So if I was to be in his shoes, I would rather be in Ghana to face all those charges. Although maybe if I know that I'm not wrong, please do you get me? So he must come to Ghana. I mean, I accept with the special prosecutor's charge, like declaring him a fugitive, because we need him in the country.
The screen. Let's keep the calls coming for you. Let's talk to you.
All right, we have another call on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Yeji.
All right, let's hear you.
The issue of special prosecutor that I just want to do something concern, as well as Ken Ofori-Atta. You see, what I mean that it means that this political party, MPP, during their term, they were deliberately stealing our money, pocketing our money. If not that you were the finance minister during your term, and they call you to come and answer questions, why you not come and you run away from the country? You see, look at a lot of resources, money that these people were taking away. Even when we go to this sector, our minerals reserve and the forest, look how they did to the country. But you claim that during Mahama time, they were corrupt, and you pointed this man, Matemidu see the nature of you and he resigned. And you brought this into this sector. And now, what's wrong with you? And you cannot come and answer questions. But after years, please, I want you to clear me this thing. What about those resources that they have taken away from this country? They have taken some away from the and some are not. If they are caught, how can they bring them? Or if they have reducing them to do different things, how can we get those things? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the call. I think we can take a few more calls.
Yes, we can take a few more calls. Let's talk to our next caller. Hello and good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Tell us the name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, my name is Andrew. I'm calling from a district in Shama. I want to know, is Ken Ofori-Atta above the law? That is what I want to know. Because if you are supposed to be doing the right thing, you wouldn't be here. Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Martin. Okay, hi Martin. Thank you. Tell us where you're calling from and let's hear you.
John Moller.
All right, Martin. Let's hear you.
Western Region. Okay. What I want to say is that no one above the law. But the MPPs are saying, I don't even understand them. Way back 2016, after the election, we all saw what happened. Because those who were employed after the election, they sacked all of them. But during your tenure, the same thing is happening to you. Then you say, it's not good. There is a saying, Abba, Botechino, and one at the Boban. So they should keep quiet. John Dramani Mahama knows what he is doing. Greetings to my honorable MP, Dr. Abema Afutofe. Good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling, Martin. Okay, I think we'll just take one more call and wrap up the segment.
Yeah, we'll talk to our last caller now. Hello and good morning to you. Yes. Hello, good morning.
This is Bismarck from I'm good.
Bismarck, talk to us, Bismarck.
Yeah, the special prosecutor, since his appointment up to date, he has not been able to prosecute any case successful. So, me personally, I think that his office is a waste of time. It should be scored because he's wasting the taxpayer money, and he could say that he should rather be arrested for causing financial loss. Because Ken Ofori-Atta left the office not today. Why is it that he didn't prosecute him after the time he left the office? You see, Jermaine is a Howard. I think he should be the one that Ghanaians should be looking for his arrest, and sort of not Ken Ofori-Atta.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your call to us here on the show today. And of course, thank you to all of you for calling into the program and sharing your thoughts with us. We've got a lot more conversations coming up here on the show. Like we said, we'll be speaking to Dr. Stephen Amoah, who is MP for Nhyira. So he's former Deputy Finance Minister and former Deputy Trade Minister. We'll talk to him. We've got the Week in Review coming up as well. All of these issues are going to come up for discussion here on the show today. And this will do it for the phone-in segment. And this will do it for Inside Out.
Yes, certainly. Thank you all so much for calling. And for those who couldn't call, we apologize very much. That's it for Inside Out. But coming up now is Sports with GHOne Saji. All right, so It's now time for sports. GHOne Saji is bringing us sports. Is that chocolate?
What was that?
Yeah. Terry gave it to me, so at least I know that. So loud.
Ooh, Terry.
Yeah.
Why is a man gifting another man chocolate?
What is wrong with that?
Why didn't you? I thought that you was even bringing the chocolate to me. That Serwaa, I brought you chocolate. Somebody will give you something and you come and give to me. You can't buy your own chocolate.
What's up, bro?
Do you have a girlfriend?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What kind of answer is that?
I know.
You don't think so?
So I'm saving money for my mom. It's her birthday on Sunday.
I don't think so.
Yeah, saving money.
Are you in a situationship?
Yes, clearly.
Please don't do this to me.
No, but if you don't think so,
If you don't think so,
situationship.
situationship.
It depends. It depends on the location. So yes, let's not do this, please.
We'll do it.
What has location got to do with this?
So probably depends on where the person is, and so
like long distance.
Yes. So
but that's not what I asked you. Are you in a relationship? You don't think so? Are you in a situationship? It depends on the location. What are you?
No.
So you mean you have multiple girls, but you don't know?
I'm not saying that too.
So please, do you have a?
So there's someone in the picture.
Hold up. Let's go back. Let's go back.
There are persons in the picture.
Wow.
But
like what?
It's not confirmed. What is this? It's not confirmed. So probably after today, then we'll confirm.
This is somebody's boyfriend, though.
Oh.
This is somebody's
Jones,
boyfriend. Jones, how old are you? 21.
Oh.
How old are you?
25.
Wow, Ashe. Lantam. Okay, I don't think so.
Allow the young man to.
So you're exploring.
So you see.
Are you exploring?
No.
But you're talking to a few.
I'm single. I'm very single.
But you're talking to a few girls.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So you're exploring.
Is that exploring? Lantam.
So you are in talking stage.
Yes, church members. They're all church members. How are you?
Do you play instruments in church?
No, media things.
Even worse.
So you are trying to figure out who will be a right fit for you.
Yeah. The funny thing is that there have been nice girls in the past last week. So you're like, Jones, how are you?
Just last week.
Yeah.
You're not serious. Bring that. You give us the.
Because Valentine was coming.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That after tomorrow.
But before last week, they already minding you. But right now, because
yeah.
I have so many questions for you because you're on TV.
Jones, it's okay. We'll talk about this one later.
Exactly.
Let's talk about what's happening in sports. What's in sports?
Right. So we'll start off with the Black Wings because the new coach is obviously in town and he's going to start work officially today. Today he's going to hold his first press conference at the GFA Secretariat. Came last, very tall man, and for the first time we're going to see our coach. He has tattoos all over, and he's going to be leading the Black Wings. WAFCON.
Where is he from?
Sweden.
He's a Swedish.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So today we'll be speaking to him. We'll see. Because we all loved Nora Haptel, the change she actually brought to the Black Wings. And we were disappointed that she couldn't continue. And we understand. According to the GFA, he's an expert. Per his records, he's done it before. Probably he's not done it on the African terrain, but then he's going to be leading the Black Wings to the WAFCON. So today we'll get to hear from him at 11 a.m. and then we'll bring details of all that will be said at the press conference on the game at 1 p.m. For the alcohol lovers, the ambassador to the United Kingdom from Saudi Arabia says there will be no alcohol at the 2034 World Cup in Saudi Arabia because they are not going to change their culture for anyone. In the last World Cup, alcohol was banned at the stadium. So yes, in hotels and fan zones, you could actually drink some alcohol. But then this time around, they are saying that if you come, the moment you land in Saudi Arabia, no alcohol. Forget. Well,
they have laws against alcohol already, so they are going to stick to their guns, right?
So yesterday when we actually posted the code cards or the news cards on social media, some comments were like, "But you guys have bended the rules for what's the name? Cristiano Ronaldo. He's staying with his girlfriend, and so probably by 2034, maybe anything can happen. We'll see because obviously." fans cannot go without alcohol there.
They should be able to go without alcohol.
Yeah. Some Formula One news, because we brought some news some weeks back that Rwanda and South Africa are looking to bring Formula One back to Africa. The last time it was in Africa was in 1993 in South Africa.
Yeah.
But then the sad development is, DR Congo, they have this conflict.
Yeah.
Yes, in Rwanda. And then Formula One is actually monitoring the conflict. And the DRC foreign minister has actually come out to say that the bid from Rwanda should be rejected because they are supporting the M23 rebels. So the M23 rebels are also in DRC, and they're actually the cause of the conflict. And Rwanda have actually come out to show support for the rest of that. DRC is urging Formula One to reject the bid of Rwanda. So we'll see how that will go, because Rwanda, they've actually started building tracks in Kigali, and it promises to be exciting for us to see Formula One back in Africa for the first time since 1993. There'll be Premier League action tonight in the English Premier League. Chelsea are going to be taking on Brighton Hove Albion. The last time they met, Brighton Hove Albion actually beat them 2-1, and Enzo Maresca is saying that they are ahead of themselves because the target was to qualify the team for the Champions League in the next 2 seasons, and this time around they are fighting for top 4. So for him, it is a good one. Don't forget that the fans were excited. They were hoping that they could actually go on and get a trophy.
Yeah.
But then the coach is saying that, see, guys, we are ahead of ourselves because the plan and the goal was that in the next 2 seasons we should be able to play in the Champions League.
So they are overachieving.
Yes, overachieving. Yeah.
But they've been pretty good.
They've
been pretty good this season. They've been
better than Manchester City.
Yeah, Brighton, and what's the other team's name? Is it Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. They've been really good.
Yeah.
This season, and I like it. It reminds me of the Leicester City season.
Yeah. So we are hoping that Nottingham Forest can do a Leicester this season for us.
Yeah,
we would have peace. If Forest wins the Premier League, we'll just have some peace of mind. So there's going to be action tonight in the English Premier League, and then on Saturday, tomorrow, 12:30, we'll have fixtures in the English Premier League. We'll see Arsenal take on Leicester City. So Arsenal are going to take on Leicester City. Let's bring the full. So Arsenal. On Sunday, Southampton play Bournemouth, West Ham, Brentford, Crystal Palace take on Everton, Liverpool face Wolves, and then Spurs take on Manchester United. They'll take on that, Spurs against Manchester United.
We'll wait and see.
We'll see what the Lord. We'll see what the Lord can do for us.
We'll see what Amorimbo will do.
Yeah. And tonight, Brighton face Chelsea. Leicester take on Arsenal.
Oh, Leicester will score Arsenal.
Charlie.
I know Mutala
is watching.
Leicester will score Arsenal.
Let's see how that goes.
Leicester will score Arsenal so that they will drop further down the table.
And Forest will beat
Fulham.
Agenda.
Yes. Forest will beat Fulham. So it goes like that. Yes. So
Aston Villa will take on Ipswich. Fulham play Nottingham Forest. Manchester City up against Newcastle.
That's going to be a good one to watch.
Big one. And we're expecting Man City to drop points again. They've been all over the place ever since Pep's wife left.
Yeah, they've been all over the place. And Newcastle too are not a bad side at all this season. So
and the final one, Southampton.
What team does Kudus play for?
West Ham.
West Ham.
Yes.
So if we can get the other fixture,
so West Ham will be playing a match also.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So West Ham will be in action tomorrow at 3 p.m. Brentford.
And then Southampton and Bournemouth. Antoine Semenyo's.
Yes. Bournemouth and then Kamaldeen Suleiman's Southampton. So we'll see Ghanaian players in action tomorrow at exactly 3 p.m. And then Manchester United will take on
Tottenham Hotspur.
Let's see if Wolves can do something for the agenda.
No, Liverpool score. Liverpool score.
All right, Jones, Aji, thank you so much, and a happy Valentine's Day to you.
Okay.
Take your chocolates to go and give your situationships.
No, it's for my mom. Yeah.
This guy is very inconsistent. Don't even try this.
You said you are saving money to go and give to your mom. To do something for your mom.
Yes. I want to get a customized JC.
Where is your mom's birthday?
Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
This Sunday.
That's the 15th.
What's your mother's name?
Vinolia Agama Ajo.
Oh wow.
She's
Vinolia.
Yes. She's
Vinolia Agama.
That's a nice
Ajo.
name.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful,
Happy
beautiful
birthday
name.
to
Happy
you in
birthday
advance.
Yeah.
Oh, please let them focus on her so that when she sees it, say it for her again. Mama.
Vinolia
Yeah.
Agama Ajo.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, mommy.
Yes.
God bless you. You have a wonderful son, and we hope that you have an amazing birthday.
Aww.
From all of us, we completely love you.
Shall I be like the gift? I don't go give away the gift again. Thank you so much.
We really hope that you give this chocolate to your mother.
Oh no, you've done it. Trust me.
No, but you still have to do what you have to do.
Yeah,
because
you have to.
Oh, you still have to do what you have to do for her.
Yeah,
the money you are saving, don't let the money die.
Today's Friday.
Is he really saving any money?
Oh yeah.
Save your money.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bible says, honor your father, your mother.
Yeah.
So save the money.
The money
and go and give it to her.
The money
something.
Lantam has just
The
been
money. How much is the money?
So this one is for the customization.
Jones. It's okay. That's it for sports chat.
Yeah, take Ghana CD for. Let me see.
This is for the customization. So this one, the customization is 20 CDs. So I write Mama number 1 at the back.
I thought you write Vinola.
No. Mama is cool.
Mama number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for the customization.
Yes.
So you are here to get the money for the
yes.
For the for the jersey itself.
Yeah, the Lord will do it.
And then you add this chocolate.
The chocolate there to the asking boys for. And today is Friday. It's Val's Day. It's Friday night.
You know, it's the first time I'm engaging Joseph. You're a very exciting and interesting character.
I'm just saying that it's Friday night and anything can happen.
You go before you expose yourself. It's okay. Stay with us. We understand that Sticker is around. He will be sitting with him. So stay with us. Don't miss that conversation. This is GH Today. You're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. We're supposed to be having our conversation with Sticker today, but this morning it will definitely happen, but we're going to clear this so that we can focus on that interview. You know that it's Friday, so this is our ritual. We do it every Friday, so we just have to do it and get it out of the way. I'm here this morning with Wilberforce Osari. He is the political editor for Asase Radio. Wilberforce, good morning.
As well.
And Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Audu, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of the political desk here at the EIB network, and he's also the producer of the show and the organizing secretary for the parliamentary press corps. You are all welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, Alaji, you're looking very nice this morning.
Thank you.
What happened to the what happened to the clothes that I said I was going to
The guy has traveled to Niger.
Okay.
When is he back?
I'm not sure. This Sunday I'll find out.
Okay,
Please
do.
Yes.
And a happy Valentine's Day to all of you.
Thank you.
Do you have any wishes quickly before we go? We
Okay. I celebrate chocolate day, so happy chocolate day to everybody.
Okay, I will do.
Yes, happy chocolate days to all my loved ones, including Serwaa Amihere, and then my lovely wife, Razaka Sanatu, and her twin sister, Usinatu.
Oh, your wife is a twin.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. So they'll be seeing how you've been behaving.
Is that one married?
Separated.
Oh,
Okay.
So she's still available.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Hey,
I'm reminding.
Hey.
viewers. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You know, February is my
Birth month?
birth month.
Oh,
20th February.
Oh, happy birthday in advance.
Yes. You wish me when it comes. So
Certainly.
Yes.
Certainly. 20th is
Thursday.
is a Thursday.
Yes.
I'll be here.
Incidentally, I was born on a Thursday, so I'm here.
Okay. Wilberforce.
Say it if you are born on Thursday. This
I will make that mistake.
Serwaa, I didn't know.
I'll take it. Your wife and your wife's twin sister are watching you.
You know,
Behave yourself.
they know I'm entitled to 4 wives.
Yes, my dear.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Wait, won't you wish your wife?
Oh, I that's
See, he just started.
happy. Me, I have some yas in my life. They are all ya. So the first one is my wife. She's ya.
Okay.
And happy Valentine's Day to her. And then
Yeah, it's also Thursday.
Yes.
And then my mother is ya.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And then my sister-in-law is also ya.
Wow.
I see.
So
Thursday born, sir. Thursday born,
Yeah.
a good
I'm also
people.
a Thursday born by
Ah,
the way.
I'm picky.
and she's also ya.
Yeah.
Thursday born,
I
sir.
knew
Yes, you
that.
are.
So
Oh
Yes.
wow, that's an interesting name.
Yes. Anyway, so let's move on. Let's get serious. So happy Valentine's Day from all of
we are
us to
serious,
everyone who's watching. Now, a lot of things have happened this week. Press conferences by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the Special Prosecutor himself, the Attorney General, the Presidency, led by Felix Kwatiofosu, where they announced plans for this year's 6th March Independence Anniversary, and other things that have come up. But let's start with the Special Prosecutor. The Special Prosecutor this week, after a while since we hadn't heard from him, held a press conference and declared former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta a wanted man, a fugitive from justice. It has been greeted with a lot of mixed reaction. There was an earlier report that the home of the former finance minister was raided. The special prosecutor responded by saying that that raid was either staged or at best by other persons and not the office of the special prosecutor. Well, we have now come to know that this raid was carried out by members of the NDC because we saw Richard Jakpa in the video in the home of the former finance minister. The majority leader in parliament has subsequently apologized to the finance minister for the raid, the former finance minister for the raid in his home. But all of this, has been met with a lot of mixed reaction, like I said, as to whether or not it was time yet to declare the former finance minister a fugitive, whether the special prosecutor did his checks, because the former finance minister's lawyers had come to say that the former finance minister is unwell and receiving medical attention. There was a very interesting thing that the special prosecutor said, that the former finance minister has two options: either to return to the jurisdiction voluntarily, or he will be forced to come back to the country. Sorry. Were you at that press conference?
I wasn't invited. So I didn't know about it.
But Ibrahim was there.
Ibrahim was invited.
Okay. The previous ones, cover it together. Yeah.
The previous ones, both of us were invited, and the invitation always came by telephone call.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't receive that telephone call. I didn't miss any telephone call. I didn't miss it. Okay. If I miss any telephone call, I'll call back. But that's okay. It's fine. I don't need to be at a press conference for it to be as successful as it was. Yeah. But we are going to talk about it. So the special prosecutor was established by an act of parliament, Act 959, that established the special prosecutor. I have been reading the special prosecutors act the last 2 days since his press conference. If I have stopped reading so many things I have to read, and I've been reading that act to try and find out whether the act made provision for the special prosecutor as an individual to pronounce people wanted and people as fugitives of justice. And I read through the entire act. I didn't see that power given to him. I also know that there is an LI that operationalizes the act. I've also taken time to read that LI. I've forgotten the number, and I didn't see it in the LI. What I saw was the fact that the special prosecutor or his assigns can exercise the power of the police, and so they can act as police officers because of the corruption and corruption related offenses that they are supposed to investigate and supposed to prosecute.
Right.
Okay. So based on that, I was alarmed, and I tried to get further understanding as to why in our history, at least under the Fourth Republic, we have had so many institutions who have derived their powers from the Attorney General or from other sources of law. So, for example, IOCO is a state institution that investigates organized crime. They derive their power to investigate organized crime from existing law, and they have actually been given authority by the AG to prosecute. And so you can go to court and you see prosecutors who are from IOCO prosecuting people who have been involved in organized crime. In fact, one of them, who is one of the prosecutors, is my friend. I don't have permission to mention his name. I have seen the police itself being given powers of prosecution. And so, for example, the police has always had a JHOne who prosecutes.
Right.
There is Sylvester Asare, who I have seen leading police prosecutions at different levels. Even though he's a police officer and a lawyer, he prosecutes on behalf. All those powers are derived from the Attorney General because of Article 88 of our Constitution. The Special Prosecutor's Office, if you read his act that established him, is an extension of the AG's powers on a specific issue: corruption and corruption-related offenses. His power is that limited to something that has become a canker in our society, which is corruption and corruption-related offenses. So, quite frankly, the special prosecutor's powers derived from the Act 959 and also extended to him by the Attorney General based on Article 88 is just a limited power, because the Attorney General is the one that exercises the overall power. The Attorney General, we have seen him in recent time. For example, in the NAM1 case, he asked the police to bring him the docket. The police were prosecuting this case at the circuit court. He said, "Bring me the docket." The police had to send it to him. He's before the High Court. We've seen this several times. So I'm only saying that I've never seen any of these power-wielding people or persons with extended power organizing a press conference and telling the whole world, "I am going to be investigating Asumesi, and I have asked him to come. He says he is not well. he is outside the country, so he can't come right now. I don't buy it. And because I don't buy it, I have declared him wanted and a fugitive of justice. Have you ever seen the Attorney General, any Attorney General in our history, organize a press conference and declare anybody a fugitive and a wanted person? The Attorney General, when Dr. Dominic took over as Attorney General, we have just discovered that the former Attorney General was prosecuting about 10 or so cases which involved politically exposed persons. Never once, not once, did we see Godfrey Dame organizing a press conference and saying anything about any of those people that he was prosecuting. This, our special prosecutor, has commenced an investigation. Preliminary, in fact, is the first stage of any process to get anybody prosecuted. Investigation. Basic, first level. And already he is out there on press conferences declaring people wanted and fugitives of justice. Investigation. Is it a helicopter? A helicopter. And stand in the helicopter and fly around and announce, hey, and stand in the helicopter and fly around and announce, hey, I'm going to prosecute you. Because when you are starting just investigation, preliminary, you are to him that a certain raid, the raid was from them, national security, up to the point that the leader of government business doesn't stand on his desk. He stands on the podium in parliament to render an unqualified apology to the finance minister. So, Mr. Kisi Ejabe, please, with the greatest respect, where was your intelligence from? Your intelligence that suggested to you that the raid was staged. Where did you get it from? Were you lying to the people of Ghana? If you were lying to the people of Ghana while you were performing an official duty, such as a press conference announcing official issues, you should resign from your office. Good morning.
Audu.
Yes, Serwaa. I'm happy Wilberforce is quite agitated this morning. From day one, I told Wilberforce that the appointer has brought problems to this country by appointing this guy.
Which guy?
Joy. He was parliamentary correspondent.
Yes, but when you say former, you're no longer friends?
Oh, former colleague. Ajabin for defamation. I'll sue him for defamation. The lawyers of... If I have a way of talking to the lawyers of the former finance minister, they should sue Kisi Ajabin for defamation. First of all, when he held that press conference, he said his intelligence told him that the former finance minister staged that invasion.
Or that it was another person. Let's add that. Exactly. Or it was.
I am not interested or in another.
No, but you cannot also take that out because he said two things. You cannot take which one you want.
His intelligence was not specific. So I take his. When you say your intelligence, you say intelligence is that. Why do you say either or? Why? Your intelligence, you are saying either or.
His intelligence failed him.
Now he's using what?
He said
inclusive or exclusive or?
At best, an imposter way.
Exactly.
That's what he said.
He should play.
But that's intelligence.
Not the office of the
so his intelligence failure.
So he should have left it there then. When he said that.
I'm
sorry, but he should have left it there when he said that this invasion was not from the special prosecutor. He should have just ended it there that it was not me. Simplicity.
But he went on to say his intelligence. What kind of bogus intelligence is that? Or he had bogus informants who told him. You know a book written by Mr. Kwanzaa, Bogus Informants. I am suspecting that this Kisi Ajabin man is working with bogus informants. Look, Kisi Ajabin, he said somebody is a fugitive. Why? Serwaa, I thought that your phone you are holding off. Can you look at the meaning of fugitive for me?
Okay, no problem. Oh, right, certainly, with joy. With joy, but go ahead while I get.
But you see, if he's saying that he has he cannot fully afford over 34 million Ghanaians with this kind of Serwaa. I don't want to use a word. This morning I am pained. I am not the person to use a word. This morning I am pained. I am not the person. Nobody is. Nobody is saying that if somebody has been in office and the person has done, saying that if somebody has been in office and the person has done wrong, he should not face the law. But you do it in a manner that is lawful, the manner that is decent, and the manner that everybody will think that you are actually pursuing the person in the right way. It's not to hold a press conference and denigrate the person, and yet you don't have any charge against him. You have not done anything that will warrant. You have not even gone to court, and yet this is the press conference and do. Another one, he even brings the MPA boss into a matter that he did not even inform the MPA boss about any investigation, and yet he holds a press conference about any investigation, and yet he holds a press conference to mention the person's name that he's being investigated and all that, and that he should face charges. Or what did he say about MPA?
He said they investigate. Yes.
Where?
But if you are being investigated, do they have to write to you to tell you are being investigated?
So why did he write to Ken Ofori-Atta?
So if you are not writing to the person, then you are informing the person, because you are investigating somebody. You by all means need to give the person fair hearing.
You do not even inform him.
But he hasn't been charged.
No,
it's
but fair hearing, if you are investigating, sometimes you take investigative cautious
also die.
Yes.
Did he charge Ken Ofori-Atta? Did he charge him?
He probably has done his preliminary investigations, and that is why he called on him to come to the office of the special prosecutor.
I just ask a simple: if he comes to the office and he says that he will not speak, will he drop the charges, the supposed charges that he wants to prepare? Will he? Why are we allowing this lawlessness and stupidity as a country? Why? Look, you people, let me say you people, Ghanaians say, we are thinking that we are fighting. People are knocking and praising him, all manner of civil society groups, and they are praising this guy. If you don't tame him, if you don't tame this boy,
man, please.
This man, sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you don't tame this man, you bring problems to this country. Look, when I say something, people don't listen, including IB. And IB, I've told IB, anything I tell him comes to pass.
Yeah.
If you don't tame this young man, he will bring problems to this country. And politicians, both sides, one side is not laughing and making fun of what he's doing. Tomorrow it will turn. It may not be him, a different person. We should guard against this lawlessness and this media charade. This media thing, that paparazzi thing that he's doing. He took his, look, there's another case, it's the same another case is investigating in Tamale. That school, what's the name? That some secondary school in northern region. And that the people were engaged in some criminal activity. He mentioned that one too.
He says he has directed the director of prosecution at the office to charge them.
Yeah, payroll. He engaged in payroll audit. Yeah. So that's the outcome.
Okay. IB,
look,
are you done?
I just wind up. I am saying that we should be careful the way we take information from this young man. We should be very careful. This Kisi Ajabin man. Because if we don't watch it, one day, you come and tell me that I will do Jiubo. One day, the way he's managing things. We don't. Okay. The way you are pronouncing your things, why? So it's even not ethical, it's even not lawful for you to be announcing things like that. If you are investigating something in world of intelligence and all that, you announce things. Why? Don't you think that people, if they even have incriminating evidence, they will destroy them? Okay. Don't you think with this kind of, if you are an experienced investigator and you are doing this, with this your announcement, all the radio station, TV, you hold cameras and do all this. You think people, if they have incriminating evidence, they will not destroy them because of what you are doing?
Okay.
That's why it's not succeeded in charging and succeeded in prosecuting anybody all these years.
IB.
Yes. So they just come to us as a surprise. Yes. I was in the room, it came to me as a surprise. But you always have to go back to the law that establishes this office that we're talking about.
Right.
There's nothing that Kisi Ajabin did that was not in the law that established it. So, for instance, when the investigation was extended, Ken Ofori-Atta was not in the country. And so, the investigation was extended, Ken Ofori-Atta was not in the country. And so, there was correspondence through the lawyers.
I thought he was even invited while he was in Ghana.
No.
That's even make the case more serious.
Ken traveled on the 2nd of January.
Yes, so
that's when he left Ghana. 2nd January.
This is scandalous. This is scandalous.
So Ken was not in the country, but then he got back to the office of the special prosecutor through his lawyers. Now, it is because of the exchange of correspondence that got the special prosecutor to conclusively convince himself that Ken Ofori-Atta doesn't want to return to answer questions, and he said that.
He showed
and
you
he gave a chronology of events. We've seen the letters. We've seen the correspondence.
Okay.
And so
please pass them to me.
I'm not well. I'm going to seek for medical attention. Or let's just say Yoko. What stops you from directing it directly to Yoko that Yoko, ABCD is the medical condition I'm with? The medical letter was to whom it may concern. So it did its own digging and realized that Ken Ofori-Atta is not an invalid. It's not bedridden. Just as he was able to complain to UK, he can't complain back. And after whatever answers that the office gets, and I'm relaying what he said, whatever answers that the office gets.
This your
I, as minority leader, will ensure that Ken Ofori-Atta honors that invitation. And I think that should be it. With Japa and the Reid, I think it's exuberance that must be kept. See, yes, you might have suffered in opposition, right? No, I'm telling you this. You might have suffered in opposition, but it doesn't give you the license to be raiding people's houses.
And see, national security.
He works with the national security.
As what
does? I don't have no idea.
We don't know, but
he works
sources say that he's
it's not so it's confirmed. In majority, that confirm it on the
and he has
operations at the national security.
He has that. If he has that power to be able to lead a team of other operatives to invade somebody's home, then he must be a senior official.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
So
the bottom line is that
Ekisi Ajabi's intelligence didn't tell him that this guy led the operations.
on that, that's why we mentioned that. Ejabin actually gave himself a window.
Have any intelligence.
He said Ejabin gave himself a window.
Gave him information.
He said it's either it's staged or it's the work of an imposter.
Right. If there's intelligence.
You see,
or it's the work of an imposter.
Right. If there's intelligence.
If you all talk, you know,
I understand.
And talk about if you all talk, you know,
I understand.
And talk about
when we talk about
they can't hear you. So let him finish. We need to be wrapping up anyway.
Country when the letter was sent. So nobody can say that Ofori-Atta got a letter and ran away. Yes. Nobody can. So you see, when we sit here, we actually put things in context. So we inform the public the better. See, there are a lot of sentiments running around. And like I said, people have become emotional when it comes to Ken Ofori-Atta, including people within MPP. They become emotional. But you see, including people within MPP, they become emotional. But you see, until a court of competent jurisdiction pronounces him guilty, we cannot sit here, and not even the special prosecutor can pronounce Ken Ofori-Atta guilty. Does he have questions to answer? Yes. Did the special prosecutor make that public? Yes. He should have his day. Whatever it is, in the end, if he doesn't have questions to answer, he will not even make it to a court. And yes, he will not make it to a court if he doesn't have questions to answer.
If he refuses to speak,
he will not make it to a court.
What I would do is trying to establish is that when it comes to this criminal,
it's a criminal.
What is the miscommunication?
I wasn't there.
I can tell you for a fact.
Hold on.
Serwaa, I can tell you for a fact. Yes, I know. But I'm
let me ask.
Okay, please go ahead. Okay.
And he said that there were questions that he needed to answer. And that those invitations extended to him was to get responses on specific issues that were listed. And every media house has put out that information, that onus of proving that he is guilty or not. He says questions has to be answered. Many people are invited to the office of the special prosecutor all the time. But then at least wouldn't the opportunity have been given for that to be done?
Exactly. Okay. So Serwaa, let me explain.
I will have my turn.
Ken Ofori-Atta travels. Ken Ofori-Atta travels out of the country 2nd January. 2nd January, he informs the then Chief of Staff Madam Akosia Fremo Oseyopare, I'm traveling. But because I have occupied public offices, finance and something of that sort, I'm informing you that I'm going out on medical grounds. 2nd January. He on 22nd January, he finds it necessary to relay that information to the new Chief of Staff, which is Julius Debra. 22nd January. 24th January, Special Prosecutor writes to him to tell him that I am doing an investigation. I think I need you to answer some questions. Come on 10th February with your lawyer. 31st January, Ken Ofori-Atta's lawyers respond to Special Prosecutor and say that, oh, Ken is not around. He left on this day. He is not well. He's in the hospital. We are not too sure when he can come back. But we are willing to assist you with any information you require, and also to let you know as soon as he can come, we will let you know so that he can honor your invitation. That was on the 31st. On the 5th of February, the Special Prosecutor writes back to Ken Ofori-Atta's lawyers and says that he, the Special Prosecutor, thinks that the communication from Ofori-Atta's lawyers are communicating some level of indefinite absence from Ghana. And so the Special Prosecutor cannot take that, because he thinks that I want you to specifically tell me that I am coming back on this day. So on the 7th of February, now Ken Ofori-Atta secures a letter from his doctors in the US, in the Mayo Clinic. Now notice that the Mayo Clinic has not been invited by any state institution to write a letter. It is Ken Ofori-Atta's lawyers and Ken Ofori-Atta himself who has requested that, look, I'm having some issues in Ghana, but I need some doctor's report to show that this is the reason. So they will write a letter, but it will be to whom it may concern. But Ken Ofori-Atta is the patient.
But Ken Ofori-Atta could have also provided information as to who needs the information. Don't you agree?
No, yeah, but Ken Ofori-Atta can act for and on behalf of the Special Prosecutor. The people there in the US will not say that they go, please write a letter to the Special Prosecutor in Ghana and explain to him that, no, don't do it. But he is their patient. So he's saying that what you are treating me of, I need a document to show that I'm undergoing this treatment. Lawyers responded to the Special Prosecutor, attaching that document from the hospital in the US. The document from the hospital in the US had the name of a doctor. It had the name of the hospital. It had the signature. It had a date. It had an address. It had all the details of what Ken Ofori-Atta was going on. Your communication that you do not know when Ken Ofori-Atta will come to Ghana. I think that Ken Ofori-Atta has decided to run away. That is the miscommunication. That is the miscommunication Afenyo Markin is talking about. That because the lawyers say that because of the issues he's involved in, the medical issues, we are unable to tell. But even in that letter from the hospital proposed a post-match operation, surgical process. So it's like in March.
It was not even definitive.
Yes, it was not definitive. In March, we are likely to perform a surgery, a possible surgery. Intervention. So it's possible that in the course of the test and everything, the surgery might not become necessary. So Ken can return to make himself available for you to ask him the questions. So the miscommunication will be the fact that Ken's lawyer says that they are unable to tell exactly when he will come. And then the Special Prosecutor interpreting that to mean that you don't want to come. So in other words, Ken Ofori-Atta has run away from Ghana because of Special Prosecutor on the 2nd of January, when it took 22 days from the day he left, 22 days before the Special Prosecutor wrote a letter to him saying that I want you to come. So Ken Ofori-Atta on the 2nd of January could predict that the Special Prosecutor was going to write to him on 24th, and so let me run away before the Special Prosecutor writes to me.
All right.
That will not be fair to the Special Prosecutor.
Why? Why would it be fair?
Because he did indicated that when he sent a letter, the man was not in the country. We got that.
So why from this running away from law?
He thought that Ken envisaged. I get you get what I be saying, right?
But I'm only saying that if you say that Ken Ofori-Atta has run away and doesn't intend to come because of the letters that his lawyer has written, then you are implying that on the day he traveled, 2nd January.
He knew you were going to pursue
that
him.
you were going to come for him on 24th.
All right.
Serwaa.
Quickly, we have to go. So 1 minute.
Serwaa, let me ask you simple. He was there, and he's strongly speaking. So we should be fair to the man.
Yeah.
He has chosen that he will make everything public. When he tells Ghanaians that,
the law allows him to do that.
Yes. When he tells Ghanaians,
enjoins him to do that.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. That's why he's holding the useless press conferences. Serwaa, when he told Ghanaians that his correspondences,
this station is, dissociates itself from some of these comments.
In fact, the man can charge me for anything. Kisi Ajapin can charge me. I am tired. Look, okay. Serwaa, when he holds out his press conference, he held out his press conference, said that correspondences between him and Ken's lawyers, or Ken himself, Ofori-Atta, indicated that the man was running away from justice. Did he make those correspondences public?
Like I said, we've seen the letter written to Ken Ofori-Atta, the first letter.
Which one?
We've seen the reply. Letter from the special prosecutor to Ken Ofori-Atta. I have it. And then the correspondent also from the lawyers of Ken Ofori-Atta to the West. We have that. And then you have the medical letter as well.
I have the medical letter.
So those correspondents are in the media.
When you read that correspondence, what did the lawyer say?
That was the interpretation the SP put to it. That
he's just saying,
they are telling him that they cannot tell when the man will come. They want indefinite time for the man to attend to his health issues. He came to that conclusion and said, I can't give you that indefinite time.
No, he cannot.
That's the point.
Even in the medical letter, the letter states that the doctor said they were examining the man. And possibly, if it is possible, in March, there will be some surgical operation. I am tired of this thing.
I want you to give me a specific time that you think you can come, which is the special prosecutor's position. Then the lawyers say that it is difficult for us, but the hospital which is taking care of him says that between now and March, which there's no specific date, they are likely to perform an operation. Exactly. So we are begging you, and if you listen to the words of the lawyer, he says humbly, Menka Premo's letter. That's what he said. We are humbly.
Send mommy. There is correspondence.
I put it on the platform. You didn't see. I said we are humbly asking you, which is a lawyer actually pleading with a state authority, a state institution. We are humbly.
Ibrahim,
did you see it there? Did you see that in the letter?
We have to go.
Yes.
No, but he said if Ken doesn't come, he will use all legal means to bring him to Ghana.
Yeah.
Me, I'm giving him the go. I'm not even Ken's lawyers. The man should go to US and pick Ken from the hospital and bring him to Ghana and charge him. Give him that. Ghanaians should give him that authority to do. He has the authority. He should do it. He went to a US.
The investigation.
This guy is wasting our time in Ghana.
Today,
he's wasting our time in this country.
That investigation with FBI that he said he had done. Iyoko requested for it. Up to today,
we debated that issue here. This man will know you are bringing in something
on MPA, and that's a matter of law on MPA and the announcement. Were we not here when announcements were made? In fact, the Act enjoins the special prosecutor to give us
update, yes,
and then year report of the cases that he intends pursuing and is pursuing. So that will be in the same light with the MPA one. It doesn't mean that he has said the MPA, former MPA boss is guilty. And it's good he's responded by saying that I've not been invited. Mustafa Hamid, of course. I'm ready to avail myself. See, when power changes hands, I don't know why we are behaving as if these things are not expected. Do you know how long former finance minister spent at Iyoko?
Forget about this.
It's normal. It doesn't mean that anybody will go to jail.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but
all right, gentlemen, thank you.
I thought we're resetting this country and not upgrading. I thought we're resetting. What you are talking is about upgrading. What is happening now? You are just talking about upgrading. I thought we settings have gone wrong, and we are resetting it.
Should not be sacrificed in the name of upgrading.
You see, even the accountability that it must be done within the confines of the law. So if a special prosecutor is maligning everybody and misbehaving, we should not talk. Because he's special prosecutor.
Unfortunately, I wanted us to talk about other topics.
Let's go. Because if you leave me on this topic, I will go haywire.
The Attorney General has also withdrawn some cases.
When they were bringing this guy, when they were appointing, when they were his own session. I went to Asasi. I said, this guy will bring.
Thank you so much for coming.
I told them that Kisi Ajabin the assembly.
And no, the assembly.
So who? And you see, the man is writing cards that even the president, the vice president, has not
newspaper. Wilberforce Asari is the political editor for Asasi Radio, and Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of political desk for the EIB network. Stay with us. After the break, we have a conversation with Stika, who is former Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Stephen Amwa. Welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. This morning on Hard Talk, I sit with a former Deputy Finance Minister and also Member of Parliament for the Ishaeso constituency, Dr. Stephen Amoah, popularly known as Sticker. This is GH Today. We're streaming live on Facebook, we're streaming on X, and we're streaming on YouTube. Please join us with the hashtag GH Today. Let's get your questions for Dr. Stephen Amoah and any comments that you would have. Dr. Stephen Amoah, good morning. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a while. I hope you're well.
Very well. By the grace of God, I'm very well.
Very well. So, for the purposes of this conversation, I know that we're going to be talking a lot about finance. I would want you to make the conversation very soft and not make, use your financial jargons for the benefit of the ordinary viewer that is watching. Do we agree?
Sure.
Thank you very much. But before we get into all of the financial conversations, I haven't seen you since the NPP lost the elections. How has it been? Life in opposition?
Honestly, I haven't seen any great difference or change, specifically in my life and my day-to-day activity. Of course, working at the finance ministry, you're always engaged. Maybe my time resource in terms of limitation, there's some sort of, but I'm still busy. I'm always very busy. I'm the kind of person who's always busy, so I think it's all right. And it's too early to. We need some time to adjust and adapt to the new environment here.
Right. You were a Deputy Finance Minister for 9 months.
No.
For how many months?
Less than that.
Less than 9 months. Okay. How was it, and what exactly were you in charge of?
I was in charge of wealth creation.
Okay.
Funds and those things to the various units and departments for economic development and stuff like that, and economic issues. But then we're working together because I went in the time we had to make sure that this whole issues about meeting the indicative targets between Ghana and IMF. And so we're working on the approval thing, making sure that we could get the economy to the level that most of the targets we could meet them. So we're very busy, very, very busy. So we're working all together. My boss, Dr. Amihere, Abna Osei, Dr. Ampabe, myself, the director and the other directors. We were working, sometimes we're not even sleeping. It was very tough, but we were really working together.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the 2024 elections. You are aware, we are all aware of the NPP's very humiliating defeat.
Sure.
I know that you will say you are still conducting your investigations as to the real cause of your loss, but from your preliminary investigations and thoughts, what do you think cost your party such a great defeat?
The answer, I'm sure your time resource will not be available. I'll try. Will not be enough.
Summarize it.
Yeah, I'll try. I think
you're a good student.
I think the reasons are many. So I'll try and pick some of them. I think number one, the hardship, which actually confronted the whole world, and Ghana being an element of the world domain. Definitely, Ghanaians were going through a lot of hardships in terms of prices of goods and services. And definitely, whether it was our fault or not our fault, nobody, if you are not having money to give to your child to eat, your child will cry. So some of the issues that came up as a result of the global crisis, which also affected us, played a major role. And also, I think, in terms of communication, intrinsically, as a fraternity, we have issues. Definitely, a lot of people are not like you, and probably me, that sometimes they can analyze issues in our country. For instance, my mother is an illiterate mother. I'm not saying that she might be even wiser than me, but economic issues and a lot of social issues. Definitely, she had been a businesswoman. She's very old now. She believed in, I make my business, I get my profit. Her mother has shops all over, about 2-3 regions. If things were getting bad, so she doesn't care whether it was global crisis or something somewhere went up. Definitely she will complain. And if you don't convince her and explain things to her understand it. So I think the social media and the media platforms also probably dealt us this great deal of unfortunate results, as you say, very humiliating. I also think that, in my opinion, that is my opinion, I think Ghanaians were quite also sentimental in terms of religion and even geographical voting. You realize that in Ghana here, when we vote, you definitely preliminary you know areas that will vote for MPP and NDC. So there are so many factors. And I also think the NDC, in my opinion, had very superior operational strategy. They had edge over us. I've been doing politics almost 30 years. I've been part of almost all elections. I'm very active. I've never even had any resting period, even when we are in opposition. So I understand politics very well. I think the NDC had prepared better than us. So all these things came, and most governments most parties were the incumbent or government during the COVID lost the elections to the opposition. So these were clear, except that I didn't think we were going to lose with that humiliating or embarrassing margin. But the factors were too many.
The factors were many. You have this morning talked about the economic hardship.
I've talked about geographical voting. I talk about communication, the media. I talk about a whole lot.
When you talk about the media, what was the media's role in your loss?
Serwaa, you see the interview we are conducting, how wisely you're asking the question, or constructively. And I'm also doing my best to heed to your advice, and I'm trying to. By the time this thing moves from the first-hand listeners or watchers of this program, some TikTokers will change the stories. Some onliners will change the stories. They will take extract, change the meaning, and these things have impact on even international communities. We once met, Africa is not good, but one of the top developed economies in the world. We met them at the finance ministry. You know what they said? Some of the issues they were raising were issues that were in the media. Not print media like this, or social media. So you can imagine how far this has gone to. If you don't have edge over your opponent in terms of your affiliate and your goodwill or relationship with these social media actors and other media practitioners, so it will affect you. So I think it also affected us because pieces of information were actually twisted, not to our advantage, and we could not manage them very well.
And I know that subsequently.
And I also mentioned operations.
Okay.
NDC had a superior operation over us, honestly.
Right. You talk about financial difficulty or economic difficulty, but the songs on the lips of many Ghanaians, in fact, so many of them, is that you simply mismanaged the economy. And they cite so many other scandals, corruption scandals under your government, for which reason they voted you out. So the issue about miscommunication, the role of the media, the operations bit, it for many, it's neither here nor there. You simply mismanaged the economy, and that is why they kicked you out. Don't you agree?
Can I answer you?
Yeah, of course.
And this is where the miscommunication comes in.
Okay.
In the first place, you are a lawyer by the grace of God. You will soon become a lawyer, and you're a good student. So, what does the Constitution say? What does it say?
Which part?
Yeah, the Constitution. It's one of the extracts. I've forgotten whether it's 19 or 21 thereabout. It talks about the fact that one cannot be actually declared or pronounced guilty, or one remains innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. You cannot say that perceptions and whatever and what people are saying you were corrupt. I'm not saying they are wrong or right. But it will be very difficult for us to conclude that somebody is corrupt.
But there were scandals.
No, and I'm saying that. And so now, which of them has the court come out to say that we have made pronouncements, we have judged you to be corrupt? and that you are guilty, you have to be punished. Let us all say, well, we live in a country that we all suffer from some of these things. I'm not saying there was no corruption and people. How could that be possible? And I'm not saying there was corruption, because people like us to explain, this is what I'm talking about, managing our information. All of us have fallen victims to a lot of these misconceptions, these deceptions or perceptions and whatever. So I think it's an issue that we all should be careful with it. And I think we could not manage these things very well in terms of information management, whether they were true or false. One. So we're talking about the economy. I beg you, I want you to get any professor from anywhere in the world, apart from Ghana. Because Ghana here, people have underlying interests. Those who like MPP, they will change it. Those who like NDC will change it. Who told you we mismanaged the economy? So we picked over an economy in 2016. We were growing 3.4%. Industry 2.7%. Inflation 15.5%. And it goes on. T-bills and all of them. The economy we inherited, by the time we were leaving power, the economy was growing almost as twice as 2016. But we have a country that when the indicators are bad, then there are issues. When they are good, they say, oh, it doesn't matter. The ordinary man doesn't feel.
But do they?
No, I explained that to you today. No, I explained
the
that.
bread and butter issues.
Today.
And all these numbers.
What is bread and butter?
About?
Bread and butter is when a government, seeing that we are poor, we are developing economy, comes out with a lot of pro-poor policies that poor people could save money and eat. Almost all the pro-poor policies in our country today, we implemented them, not the lies that people are talking about. Including even livelihood and empowerment against poverty. What else? Definitely you have a society that people will be poor. People wouldn't want to work. Even some of us politicians, apart from politics, some are not working. But so let me explain something to you. Where in the history of this country has the world's economy gone so bad and affected almost every country to the extent that Ghanaians were asked to stay home, but they will be paid? Have you forgotten about that? In this country. I'm a consultant. I manage companies. I don't bring my private business into my public life. Do you know what some of them were going through? Private sector sacked over 40,000 people in our country. Even when we did a few months of stay home, government will pay you. We continue for over 21 months running shift. 10 supposed to come to work this morning. 5 will come for 2 weeks. 5 will come. So we're not even working, but we're paid. There was impaired productivity. GDP of the world that time grew negative 3.3. We grew, I think, 0.4, 0.5. Yet government was spending through debt financing because we're not getting revenue. So some things in life or in our praising or management, they are uncontrollable. When Ghanaians complained, they were right. But because of politics, in fact, what NDC and a section of the media did to us, MPP would have done same. This is the politics I'm trying to advocate against these days. That Serwaa is a female, Sticker is a male. These are issues. Let's go and save Ghana. Other than that, we'll continue to recycle these lies and deceptions.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
If there's propaganda because of politics and my life is good, I am comfortable, would it really matter?
So now Ghanaians' life will be good.
I'm asking you.
Now, Serwaa,
is it not more of an issue of how people were feeling?
Can I ask you one question?
As opposed to the kind of propaganda as you think that was out there.
When has everyone in Ghana felt good? If I'm coming, let me also explain. If everything had been good all the time for everyone, except the time Nanado came, did we have to do free SHS? Did we have to do national health insurance? Did we have to do free feeding and all those things?
So you're saying that the NPP didn't mismanage the economy?
I don't get what you. There was economic crisis, but not that NPP mismanaged the economy. Because I'm asking you, rather if you have a husband, that's why I give you the first 3 years. The economy was growing 7% from 3.4. What was happening? T-bills have been reduced from about 26% down to 12%, which is a good sign. Lending rate have been reduced from about 40% to 20%. Now, let me give you this scenario. You have a husband and kids. Your husband is working normally, paying everything in the house, paying fees first week, buying you cars, making the home happy, and something uncontrollable happens, and your husband's income becomes kind of impaired, and your husband is not doing what you want to, so there's kind of hardship. So are you going to say that you leave your husband when you know that, oh, my husband has been doing well for the past 3 years, but something globally has happened, and that we are an import-driven economy? It means we depend on other. Look, I deal in pharmacy. I have a pharmacy shop, and sometimes I import body stuff and vitamins. Some of my items, they used to cost me like 19.99 pounds. Right after COVID, it went 29.99. If you convert that into Ghana cedis, that time it was 221 Ghana cedis. For no reason, before I get the thing from London, they had increased it by 200 Ghana cedis. So what will happen? The world's inflation rate at that time increased by about 300%. UK and US were doing 1%. It moved to 8, 10, 11% thereabout. So was it only Ghana? Then when you talk, they mention Francophone countries. So Serwaa, it is true, but the hardship, no, right now there is cholera, there's cerebrospinal meningitis. Can you blame one person that he has caused it? So if Ghanaians complain, they were right. But then it wasn't our fault.
Okay. Would you on hindsight say that if you had the power again today, you wouldn't do some of the things that you did when you were in power? For instance, the passage of the e-levy, the National Cathedral, the plights that investors had to go through, the DDEP persons. Would you, on hindsight, have not had taken those decisions?
Can you explain each of them? I beg you, because it's very important. I'll start with the cathedral. I am not holy, but I'm somebody, my life is all about God and Bible. Any day, I want Ghana to get a big cathedral to the glorification of God. But the location, personally, I think they should have changed the location because of where international conference is and where parliament is, and talking about conjunction. 2, I think the amount that went into the embryonic phase, I can't conclude because I don't know the details, but by observation, in my opinion, if somebody raises a concern, the person might not be wrong.
Then so you are the finance ministry.
No, I just came there a few months. They had done all this, but I'm not saying it's bad or good.
You're a member of parliament. You weren't privy to all of this information.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. We haven't done forensic audit and gotten results. If you've done forensic audit and getting, so you cannot conclude that they've embezzled money, and you can also conclude they've not done anything. Because if the figures they are bringing out is true, to me, sometimes I'm into construction as well. I do almost everything. I think it was quite high. But I can't give you the detailed work that if we call something activity-based budget. Once I haven't gotten that and I haven't gotten auditor's result or report, that will give me the financial statement that is being prepared on this specific work. The compliance level or the controls and the materiality of that will be difficult for me. So for that one, probably would have reviewed it. 2, if you talk about e-levy, they used to call me Mr. E-levy. At all times, personally, I will not regret about e-levy.
You don't regret?
Not at all. Let me tell you something. It pains me that people who are into finance, they know what I'm talking about. And because of politics, they don't care about the truth. So only about less than 3 million people out of 34 million people pay direct tax in our country. We are running what I describe as, I hope you're listening to me well.
Yes.
We are running what is described as negative effective tax rate economy. Let me explain to you today. What it means is that every year, whether NDC government or NPP government, whether COVID or no COVID, amount of money government spends or outlays, and if we divide the amount by or among all the households in Ghana, and Serwaa's house get 10 Ghana cedis, the revenue the government generates within the same time excluding loans, if we divide that amount among the houses or by the households, Serwaa's house will get far less than 10. So it's like you, your husband, and your kids. The money you spend on your kids and your home is far, far less than the money you and your husband generate from the work you do. So Ghana has been always run generally on deficit. So when you are talking about tax, it is calibrated in nature. When you say something is calibrated, it's like you are here. Sometimes doctor will check if you want to control your weight. Oh, eat A, B, C, D. If it's going down too low, they do that. It's something that is calibrated based on our fiscal space. When you say fiscal space, the obligations, what government is supposed to do, what we need, some of them are statutory by law, some of them discretionary, some of them quasi. We need them, we need to eat, we need to do that, we need life, we need that. But monies we are getting, not enough. What do? You hijack your taxes. That is why when Anadu came 2017, about 17 taxes, he either reduced the items or took them away. You remember condom taxes, car taxes, drugs imported but not produced in Ghana, real estate taxes, financial services. You remember? Then later he started adding some of them. So honestly speaking, it is time they understood, some of us. Why is that when NDC guys, they are in power and they want to introduce taxes, MPP, they are saying no, and Ghanaians follow and they demonstrate. When MPP guys are in power and they want to introduce taxes, NDC guys will say no, Ghanaians will follow. So if we don't need taxes, how come that each of them, when they come, the very thing they condemn and Ghanaians follow, they want to introduce? It's all because people are only interested in power. They are not interested in the progress and the sustainability and the forward movement of our country and how they can build sustainable platform for the future generation. I want to tell you that time, as I said, our debt to GDP was moving up to the sky.
But Dr. Stephen Amoah, I mean, you touted yourselves as better managers of the economy.
Sure.
The passage of the e-levy, for instance, faced a lot of opposition. People didn't want it. Ghanaians didn't want it.
Is it the first time? No, is it the first time?
For instance, stated categorically that you were going to pass the e-levy and there was nothing the minority could do about it at the time. It is one of the main reasons that Ghanaians voted you out.
No, that's not true.
You don't agree?
No. Let me explain.
Arrogance from some of your appointees, some of your members. You still don't agree?
Let me come to this point. You see, one of the damages the media practitioners, not all of you people are doing to us is what you're talking about. Not you. You see, when I say we'll pass the e-levy, they can't do anything. Serwaa, it was TV3 that came and interviewed us. Me, sorry. The night before, my own brother, if we pass the e-levy, they couldn't promise us that what happened on the 7th of January will not happen again. What happened on the 7th of January? The NDC beat us. You remember, they beat us up. So the TV3 saying that if you pass, they cannot promise. Saying that if you pass, they cannot promise. And I said, oh, who pass? They can't do us anything. And I said, oh, who pass? They can't do us anything. They decided not to bring the entire question. They decided not to bring the entire question and what happened. They only brought that aspect of it to just change the meaning. Pastor, if I'm a doctor, I'm a medical doctor, and you come to me and I conduct diagnosis, and I think you need a particular medicine, to you, but me as a practitioner, I see your future being well restored with the drugs. What will I do?
So, Doctor,
being well restored with the drugs. What will I do?
So, Doctor,
I'm coming. I mean, I want the drugs. What will I do?
So, Dr. I want us to wrap up with this election 2024 defeat. You don't seem to think that all these 2024 defeat. You don't seem to think that all these things that Ghanaians think made you lose is really the reason why you lost. Things that Ghanaians think made you lose is really the reason why you lost.
Talk about misinformation.
Think made you lose is really the reason why you lost.
Talk about misinformation. I'm not talking about misinformation. I'm not about what you are saying. It's the same as what I'm talking about. I'm saying I'm not. But what you are saying is the same as what I'm talking about. I'm saying that But what you are saying is the same as what I'm talking about. I'm saying
that they didn't want the National Cathedral yet. That they didn't want the National Cathedral yet. You forced it on them. They didn't want didn't want the National Cathedral yet. You forced it on them. They didn't want
that they didn't want it. No, not that they didn't want it.
There were surveys. People didn't want it.
So is it that we don't want?
But there were surveys. People didn't want it.
So is it that we don't want it, or the way it was managed? Because people want it, or the way it was managed? Because people had different, they had dissenting views. But people had different, they had dissenting views.
But generally, from the surveys that were done, people didn't want it.
So the surveys,
you on hindsight still think that we need
the issue transparency, accountability on how monies were used for the foundation, and to me even the location. So not that sometimes let's get on how monies were used for the foundation, and to me even the location. So not that sometimes let's get, because a lot of Ghanaians also were saying we needed something. Our brothers from the Muslim side, look at what the beautiful thing they have there, but probably the funding option. I don't know.
I get what you mean, but do you agree that we could have? I get what you mean, but do you agree that we could have put our money to what people?
This whole thing about National Cathedral, we keep on moving up and down. Can we really also talk about the economy today? How can we move forward? As a country, do we always have to go back? Talk about National Cathedral, National Cathedral, National Cathedral. Is it where we want to push Ghana to?
No,
because I don't want to do
let me just clarify. Like we are talking about the only reason why we're talking about
because we are concerned of
Dr. Stephen
we talk a lot about almost 20 minutes on National Cathedral.
No, that is not true.
For Christ's sake,
that is not entirely true. The only reason why the National Cathedral has come up. It's okay. We will move on.
I'll be honest, Christian. I will support National Cathedral at all times, but the location and the transparency and accountability that people are raising, I think they are right. We need to